was really struck by what Anna read this morning. One of our goals of the spiritual path is to recognize the voice of the ego mind and the voice of God. Is that not true? It's a big deal. So Yeshua is, or Jesus, is being asked by the disciples in the passage that Fran read, is asked, who are you? And so the first one, Peter says, you're a righteous angel, and Matthew says, you're a wise philosopher. And so we answer according to how we perceive ourselves. Who is the Son of God? You are like me. You must be a righteous angel. That's how I would see myself at the best. Or you're a philosopher. You know, that's who you are. And then he gets to Thomas. And Thomas says, Master, my mouth could never utter what you are like. There's nothing in a dog's vocabulary to do the calculus, right? It's beyond us, really. But then in essence, if you are following what Jesus is saying through this gospel and the gospels in the Bible, is essentially that you are the same as he is, and he is the same as God, and so he is saying you are that. And you can't even say what that is in our vocabulary. And so we have this problem of knowing where we're going with this evolution of our consciousness into something greater, because we're a little bit lost about what all that might mean. But one thing it doesn't mean is that you're stuck where you are with your current field of dreams. It's more than that. And so the suffering that we're doing as human beings is the suffering of letting us to let us let go of it, to let ourselves let go of it, of being who we have been told as a child and lived our life from. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I acted like a child. When I grew up, I put away childish things. We see through the glass darkly. One day we will see through clearly. This is the transformational process. It's a mystery. It's a bloody mystery. And we're on this journey, and we have chosen to be here not because we are compelled by the church or anybody else, but because we are compelled by this desire to unfold this package that we are, and we don't even know exactly what we're doing, so we get around other people who don't know what we're doing, and we do it with them. And somehow it makes the journey more pleasant. Right? We need a trick. We need something to break that pattern of thought. And that's what spiritual practice is. You do spiritual practice so that you can break the habit of being yourself. I love that phrase. Break the habit of being yourself, your small self. So we're moving from the ego that was conditioned into us as a child, or maybe in the past lifetime or whenever. We're moving from the ego into God, or that. And so Yeshua is talking in this this logion, this saying number 13. And so Thomas comes up and says, Master, my mouth could never utter what you are like. And Yeshua told him, I am no longer your master, because you have drunk and become drunken from the same bubbling source from which I spring. Then he took him aside and he said 3 words to him. When Thomas returned to his companions, they questioned him, what did Yeshua tell you? And Thomas answered, if I told you even one of the things he said to me, you would pick up stones and throw them at me. And fire would come out of those stones and consume you. If you knew what I know, you wouldn't believe it. If you heard me say it and you hadn't had the experience, you wouldn't believe it, and you would be mad with me for saying it. So how many times have the prophets and Jesus said something, and they said, let's stone them and get rid of them. Let's get rid of them. They're beyond our understanding, which means they're wrong. So that you don't throw the pearls before swine. You keep it to yourself, except for when it's right to tell somebody. And when you tell somebody that it's over their head, they may meet it with anger. Okay. That's all right. That's why we're the best kept secret in town. Don't tell anybody we're here. All right? I'm going against the marketing program that we're working up. But just you can understand why there's not everybody in the world here, because what we're saying is that the three words could be this: you are that. You're it. And we are here to remember, even though we have forgotten. You're it. And so that's our job. That's what the gnosis is knowing yourself and being it to the best of your ability.